everyone, this is OG Star Wars, and today we are going to discuss the continued dismissal of Luke Skywalker within the overall lore, including in the original lore, the movies, when they sell products. Now, this information I'm going to show you is dated back from 2017, but there's a long line of history since the acquisition of Star Wars by Disney, on how they feel about the hero, their path they want to take with saying that we needed a strong female protagonist for the movies, and how they are dismissing the previous protagonist, Luke, and even Anakin, but more so Luke, in his journey, in his hero's journey, and the insignificance of what he has done in the past movies, and how they turned him into a coward now. And JJ tried to redeem his character in Rise of Skywalker, but I think it was a little bit too late for that redemption, I guess you can say, because not only did that basically retcon the middle film of their trilogy, it also that movie also goes against the overall lore of the 6 films that was established by George Lucas. So we're going to get into this here, and I have this article that I'm going to share with you here by Itchy Bacca. He shared it with me today, and I woke up and was sipping on coffee when I discovered that this was shared with me, and I was investigating through it and decided to report on it. And Luke Skywalker, many of you may know that he has always been my favorite character in the Star Wars lore. I grew up watching him in the OT and seeing his arc develop as the OT was developing in itself. So to me, this is very frustrating, disheartening, to say the least. And I don't think that it is fair or right for the new owners to dismantle what George Lucas had created through the hero's journey through Luke Skywalker. It weakens the story. It weakens the overall plot for Anakin, Anakin's arc, from going from Anakin, the chosen one, and falling to Darth Vader, a Sith Lord, then to his redemption. It also weakens that as well. And so all of it's interconnected, and this is all for the sake of the Force is female, that women should be in front, white man bad, men bad, toxic male kind of culture we're seeing today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article here. I'm going to go ahead and make the screen bigger. So let's take a look. So Disney Star Wars is dumb. Itchy Bacca, thank you again for tagging me in this morning. And so basically, this is a puzzle box that he was brought to the attention by a YouTuber, and I'll share that information as well. So this puzzle box throws Luke Skywalker down the memory hole. Now, we all remember back in the beginning of the acquisition of Star Wars by Disney, that in the offices, headquarters of Disney Lucasfilm, the poster of Return of the Jedi has Luke's face crossed out with a red marker, with a red X. And that brought in itself controversy, and they try to track back with it, saying that it was a game they were playing, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to get into too much details of that, here, but here is this right here. This is evidence. And when you see it, then you, in this long history, it just, all this evidence is building up. So Action Figure Toys is the one that reported it, and basically Itchy Bacca, comes back with his blog website, and I commend him for his website, bringing all this information out and doing this research as well. New merchandise is eliminating Luke Skywalker from their packaging. Leia is featured in the primary protagonist on the box. So basically, Action Figure Trays shares it, and tell me there isn't an agenda at Lucasfilm when you look at the new jigsaw puzzle celebrating Star Wars Episode 4. So let's take a better, closer look. So here we have Leia. Basically, we see her in the beginning of A New Hope or Star Wars, and she's getting the plans. Actually, she's sending the plans off with the droids to find Obi-Wan, and that sets up Luke's hero's journey right there. That puts him into action. So there's steps in the hero's journey of the ordinary being called to action, denying it at first, and then for some reason getting pushed into that action and taking that journey. And so this A New Hope begins his journey in his heroes, in the heroes mythological lore. So we have Han Solo too as well, that is thrusted into here because once Luke is set into action on his hero's journey, they find Han Solo at the cantina there in Mos Eisley, and he himself needs work, and so he takes their bid to Alderaan. So he transports them to Alderaan, and so he is thrusted into the story as well. And through that story, as you know, they find Princess Leia on the Death Star and they rescue her, and together all three of them rescue each other off the Death Star. So it wasn't just one person who was responsible for their them getting off of the Death Star. They all help each other, rescue each other through getting off the Death Star. So in short. And so we have this Amy Ward here, and I was going to go ahead and open up the clip, but I don't know if I am. But basically, this is what she stated, and this is January 18th, or June 18th, sorry. It says, "Don't worry, Kathleen Kennedy is working on a plan to permanently invalidate the opinions of all white men." And so you see this little game, or I wouldn't say game, but you see this this path of what's going on within the confines of Disney Lucasfilm when it comes to who they consider is their fans, who they want to cater to, and who they do not value as worthy fans as well. And they are also dismissing the women fans of this who loves the arc and don't agree with this path that they're going. Those who still don't think there is an agenda at play here need to watch my documentary, Kathleen Kennedy. And so I suggest you guys all please go click on here and watch it. It's a great watch. Great research behind it. Thank you again, Itchy Bacca. It's about an hour long, but it's worth it. It'll open your eyes and make you even think more about what's going on. And so we have here Stephen as well, who points out that in fairness, these are from 2017, one of which is of the OT movies and features a different main character. Seems like Luke should be on all three though. And I agree, because when we have the OT is about Luke's journey. Again, I brought up the mythos about Luke's journey here, and it is a known fact that that's what George used behind his storytelling for Luke. And so he is the main protagonist. Yes, there's three of them, but out of the three, he is the main one that is focused on, but most of the time. And we get him from his simple farm boy, naive farm boy, to becoming a Jedi, and in Return of the Jedi. So we have that arc. And then we have, the princess who is a tough I wouldn't say warrior princess, but tough, no nonsense politician. And then she goes and finds out who she is and her parentage, and she finds love. And so she goes from, being single, like the maiden's journey, I guess you can say, a part of the hero's journey. And then we have the reluctant hero in Han Solo, who basically, is, he's not selfish, but he changes. His character has that change as well, from only thinking about his own priorities to thinking about the greater universe. So there we go. So here we should have Luke, besides Leia, all three of them, plus Chewie as well. Obi-Wan plays a significant role too. So everybody here plays a significant role, but they don't have Luke, who this beginning arc is about. And then we take a look here, and again, no Luke, and Empire Strikes Back is the biggest pivotal point in Luke's hero's journey, to where he is going the underworlds. He's finding out who he is, and he's seeing defeat as well. And so that middle story right there is very significant in Luke's journey and also begins his training. So, he finds the mythological, helper, I guess you could say, to help him, you know, um, train in his abilities in that he really didn't understand he had in the beginning. And then finally, in Return of the Jedi, we do have Luke here, and he has his green lightsaber, and of course, we see him become the Jedi, and he completes his hero's journey in there. So again, case closed. He should have been in every single one of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the red cross on Luke's face. So Lucasfilm Rep crosses out Luke Skywalker in red ink. So basically, this is just a cut of that film or that video about. I think they're talking about their plans with Star Wars the storyboard right here. They're talking, and when you look down the posters right here, we see the X mark over his face. And through here, the narrator says that it comes from some Facebook page, though I cannot make out specifically what he says, and there is no link to his description. If this is genuine as claimed in, then it would appear that Lucasfilm Story Group is treating the Luke Skywalker character in the same manner that an immature teenager girl treats an old phases in their teen beat magazines, are like a serial killer marking off their latest victim. You decide. And so this is back in when this was first reported in February 28th, 2018. And those puzzle boxes were dated back in 2017. So here we go. We're creating an evidence of their what they are doing with Luke in general, and how they want to dismiss him as one of the pivotal characters in the Skywalker journey between him and Anakin. And like I said, Luke basically is a catalyst to the redemption of Anakin Skywalker. And when you mess with one of the characters that is such a pivotal, that has such a pivotal arc that influences one of the main characters, Anakin Skywalker, you start tearing and destructing the overall story and the lore, and it doesn't make sense anymore. There's no validity to it, and basically no value. So this is the path we're going down. And just recently, I did a video on the Alphabet Squad, basically with a character saying that Luke is insignificant compared to Jyn Erso. So again, there is more evidence. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this latest revelation that was found with the merchandise and the direction that, Disney Lucasfilm is taking Luke and dismissing him from his own storyline to fulfill their own propaganda? So please comment below and let me know what you think about this. Let's create a story about this. If there's any other evidence, please share with me as well on Twitter. You could find me on Twitter and also share in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share, and also check out my merchandise as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and may you guys have a great day, and may the Force be with you.